13 minutes past 8. Good morning. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. How are you doing? They say thank God it's Friday, but this Friday might not be one fix because they don't have power. As we've observed, some parts of state is without power, and there's a reason for it. So, in the news this morning, we told you part of the reasons why you don't have power within your neighborhood. It's because the National Union of Electricity Employees are on a nationwide strike over unresolved disputes with the TCN, that's the Transmission Company of Nigeria. All right. I wouldn't want to bore you with too much of that, so I'll just quickly fill you in on who my guest is, and perhaps my guest will give us even more insight into what is happening in that sector and why this strike should be a concern and why it is coming now. My guest is Innocent Lord Douglas, Deputy Secretary, Senior Staff Association of Electricity and Allied Companies. Sir, thank you for joining us and good morning.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you for always having me.
All right, so we can maximize the time. We don't have a lot of it. What exactly is the reason for this strike? And also tell us, is it general? And if it is not, what parts?
In the first place, the strike is general. It's nationwide. And the reasons for this strike is refusal to act by the Transmission Company of Nigeria when an ultimatum was given to them. Staff are complaining about non-implementation of the national minimum wage that have been signed into law. Casualization of workers still exists in PTN, non-provisions of working tools and working material. Of course, transmission company is among the three chains of electricity, and one of the most important in that chain. And people working there doesn't have working tools, non-payment of salary since April 2025, lack of operational vehicle, non-provisions of PPE since 2021, issues arising from unbundling of TCN. TCN was unbundled, and we have another company in TCN now that is called MISO. And those issues have not been properly analyzed, alignment of the workers and who pays who is still lingering. Some workers are going without salaries and that. There are no payment of retirement benefit for existing staff. These are very serious labor workers welfare issues that hing wholly on labor. And we have discussed clearly with the TCN management, and they are coming up with one excuse or the other. One of the major excuses that I know that the public would like to know is that they don't have money. But we know the Ministry of Finance is owing TCN huge amount of money, written in billions. We know that these courts are also owing TCN and are not paying. Government agencies and that. So why would you not go and collect your money and the staff, which are the injured party, are the ones suffering? And we have found this as not necessary. And many interactions with TCN have not yielded any fruit, hence the strike. But the strike, I think our intention wasn't to take our supply. What we did was to withdraw our members from the companies and close the gate.
So what does that mean? Withdrawing your members from the company but not stopping supply. What does that mean? Can you explain that for us, please?
What it means is that operators are still in the company, inside the injection substations. The operators are there, and they are monitoring the energy being released by the generation and transmitting to the distribution company.
Okay. So does that explain why we have some areas in Port Harcourt still with power?
Yeah, the other part of this is that since our members are not are not working, we will know that the operators are not those that go to the lines to check if there is fault and when there is any issue. In River State and most of these our southern states, you have seen a consistent rain for over how many days now. Some line if line trips, you wouldn't have anybody to attend to it. That may cause a blackout and so on because there are nobody to go around the line to go and check the line.
Okay, so let's understand this now. You're saying that the areas in Port Harcourt where they don't have power is because their lines might have developed one fault or the other. Hence, no one because of the strike, nobody to fix it, so they are going to remain in blackout for the time being.
Yes, if it is a fault that is coming from the TCN angle, nobody will attend to it because TCN staff were out of the office yesterday. But if it is there is supply and it is an area that can be dealt with the discos, they are working, the discos are working, the supply will be restored.
Oh, okay. Now you're bringing out more, so we get it. So it's a strike that concerns only activities that is related to the transmission companies. Any issue concerning the discos, there is no strike in that area. Workers will do their job.
Yes, discos are working nationwide. All the discos are working. And that is why I told you earlier that the operators are still there and they are transmitting energy to disco. But if you will notice from the transmission sector, nobody will attend to that. And of course, that will affect the discos because it's the transmission that feed the discos. But if it is a local matter that happens within the disco houses, they can handle that if they have a supply.
All right. So these concerns and demands that you're making, how long have they been on the table of the federal government?
Of course, you can see that some of I said that no provision of PPA since 2021. I also told you that non-payment of salaries since April 2025. So it means that it is not just something that just got prompted. It has been on the discussion. Casualization of workers is also against the labor law and all this and all that. So it has been there, and you will know that more than the short a company, so to speak, you must give an ultimatum, you must give ultimatum and ultimatum and ultimatum. And until when you see that discussion on this matter has collapsed, what I mean is nothing new is coming on the table, and it happens to be a retreat that has always become the matter of the day. And then the labor will now know that government or management doesn't have anything new to provide.
So how many ultimatums did you give the government before embarking on this strike now?
You see, it's a two in-house union. It cannot go on strike without giving firstly 21-day ultimatum. At the expiration of 21-day ultimatum, you give another 14 days ultimatum. After expiration of 14-day ultimatum, you will give another 7. Then after 7, you may not as well resume or start a strike immediately. You can also give your own time to plan on your strategies and all these things. So on the whole, you see that you give up to 2 months or thereabout notice.
And in that period, the government did not engage with the workers. There was nothing that was said. Even the minister for power, there's been no meeting, no sit down.
No, you see, engagement. Just like what happened yesterday, the minister has engaged. We are waiting to hear the response of the ministry. Government will always, most times, engage. But that's what I mean. If there is a consistent engagement and nothing new is coming, it means that there is a collapse of this communication, discussion. Because when you engage and tell me, please give us another 1 month, and you engage the next one, you say, give me another 3 months. And you get another 3 months, you say, give me another 2 months. Of course, you know that they have lacked information.
So the union doesn't trust the government. That's what you're saying. You're saying the government is playing politics with this and just buying time, but not serious about solving the problem.
No, but that is true. That is not right. That has ever happened. That is not because there is a betrayal from the aspect of the government or the state. No strike. No worker will stand up and go on strike without giving an adequate information or ultimatum. And no one that has ever happened that cannot be traced the fact that government has failed from a reach agreement ever time. And I think this is one of them.
So is there a chance that this strike might be called off anytime soon?
Yes. There was a marathon meeting yesterday with the minister, and then that meeting is going to bring up an MOU, which is minister to be between the union and the minister. or the Minister of Power, which the minister is going to be a part of the signatory of the MOU. So we believe that if that is happened, if the minister can commit his signature, the union, of course, will may give them an opportunity. We are yet to see the MOU.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Lord Douglas, for your time. We'd have to let you go now. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Have a great day. Well, you heard there from my guest, the Deputy Secretary, Senior Staff Association of Electricity and Allied Companies, Lord Douglas, giving us information as to what the strike is about and how the strike is structured, so you understand why some areas are with power and some aren't. We'll go on a short commercial. Afterwards, we'll come back and take your calls and find out how this is affecting you. Good morning.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, good morning. Let's quickly get back to the phone lines now and get your thoughts. How is the current strike by electricity workers affecting you? Is it affecting you? Is it affecting where you live? Because clearly there are some parts where they still have power. So let's find out from you now. You heard my guest on the first half. If you missed it, get on Facebook now at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH and then hear what Innocent Lord Douglas had to say, trying to explain how the strike works and why in some areas you have power and some areas you don't, and get a better understanding on whether or not this strike will be called off anytime soon, and how long it took before they embarked on the strike actually, and what their demands have been as far back as 2021. Okay. 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. Again, 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. Or you call 0817 923 0007. These are some of the numbers you call to get through to us this morning. If you want to send in a WhatsApp message, do so using the number 0809 0306416. Now, because it's a Friday, let me pass this information quickly. Don't forget, if you haven't joined the one play draws, today would be a very good time for you to participate because we're going to have that mega draw and you get a chance to win as much as ₦1,000,000. Okay, all you need to do is recharge with just 500 naira, and you dial *347*880*6#. That's how you play. *347*880*6#. And you get to play and qualify. You just might be lucky to win between 20,000 to 100,000 or more. And if you are even very extra lucky, you win the grand prize of ₦1,000,000. And this is happening not just on Nigeria Info. We're also giving away and doing same on our sister stations, Wazobia, Cool FM. So yeah, you can participate. Again, simply by recharging 500 naira and just dialing *347*880*6#. All right, now back to our conversation. Magnus in Mile 3. Let's start with you. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Andrew Ifiemi.
Okay, Magnus. Let's hear you.
Very quickly, I want to say that the problem we are having in the power sector could be likened to what we are experiencing between the federal government and ASU. And this is caused by sabotage. In power sector, you will see a lot of sabotage in the system that is not making the system to be smooth.
Sabotage how? Sabotage how? Because from their demands, it didn't sound like a sabotage problem. Because sabotage means somebody trying to interrupt the system so that the good you are trying to do doesn't work. But in this case, that's not it. They are saying that they have been owed salaries, they have not been paid. Government have not been paying salaries.
Some of these ministers are not doing well. And Minister of Power is extremely left out of the conversation. What is the relationship does he have with his staff and the members of the RSP union? You will see they will talk in the morning, in the afternoon they will talk another thing, another one will go and take money, they will say another thing. That is what I'm talking about.
True, Magnus.
We need to correct these abnormalities in the system. We continue to see
Magnus, very correct. But don't forget that the ASO Villa, where the president lives, were owing light bill. How do you explain that? They were owing more, running into hundreds of millions of naira. They were owing discos. And to make it worse, they even decided to go have a solar to get power, to source power outside the grid by getting a solar whatever for the villa. So what kind of a message do you think that sends?
That's to tell you that the Minister of Power we have in this country has failed. So if the Asoro can depend on solar, so what is the essence of the ministry when they cannot provide power to the Asoro? What about ordinary Nigerians? Thank God I have light and there is light in my environment.
Where is your environment? Okay, mile 3. Okay. Magnus says, thank God me I have light. Okay, Magnus, thank you. Thank God you have light, Abby, and there's light in your environment. So this one with the talk no concern you, basically. But there are many other people who don't have. If we go on WhatsApp, I'll take some of the messages. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. Someone says, good morning, Ifiemi. Jesse says, here at Sandfield, Borokri PH, I think we are affected though. So my guest was explaining that if what is happening in your area is a problem that concerns the transmission company, then you are in for it, because that is where the strike is affecting just the transmission companies. So you are not going to have power for a while until perhaps they call off the strike. But if the problem you have in your area is something that concerns discos, then people would come and fix it. So it explains why some people have power now. It simply means wherever you are and you have power, you don't have any problem with your lines at the moment. And for those who have and it was fixed, is because the problem that the fault that came up was one that concerns discos and has nothing to do with the TCN. 0817-923-0002. Ida from Nkoro, good morning.
Andrew, good morning.
Mm.
I was supposed to pay for light.
Yes.
I was supposed to pay light bill.
Yes.
We are not supposed to.
Why?
Because I have a lot of money in Nigeria. My father. Look at what ministers are collecting. Look at what governors are collecting. Ministers are collecting.
Mm-hmm.
Then the poor will still pay for light. And when you pay for this light, you will not get the light. Come to townhouses, there is no light. Go to Nkoro, there is no light. Go to Rumola, there is no light. And after they will bring ladder. Minister of Power, please let there be payment of light be free for everybody for Nigeria. Andrew Ifiemi, thank you very much. So that Nigerian people will have light constantly.
All right, Ida, thank you. I don't know about free. I don't think free power is possible. It's not, because people spend money to generate it. It's run by companies that need to pay taxes, pay workers, and so on and so forth. Subsidized rates, I think that one is possible, but free, not possible. It's not possible for free power. It's not possible. You'd have to pay at some point, but you can have someone paying for you. Maybe that's why in the past you thought it was free. Maybe because somebody was paying the bills for you, so you didn't have to pay. So you thought everything was free. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work like that, though. This one says, good morning, greetings. For the past 4 days, there's no electricity in the entire Rukboko. I'm tired of burning petrol. Federal government should look for a way and settle these electricity workers who, thank God, ability at Twegbu. That one came in from you. 0817-923-0007. You can also call 0817-923-0002. Richard in Aoda, good morning.
Not Richard, Christian.
Oh, Christian. Okay, go on, Christian.
Yeah, good morning, Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew, tell the man in your studio that they say they want to go to strike, and tell him that Nigerians are tired with them. I love white man. They have upgraded electricity now. You can have your solar and forget about NEPA. They have fed Nigerians. That is why we don't trust them again. They can go to strike. I believe, I don't know. Well, one day, I don't know what will happen to this power sector. Because now people are going to gas and other solar things. They are forgetting about these people. They should step up. If they not step up, Nigeria might scrap them. Thank you.
All right, Richard. I beg your pardon, Christian. Hydro still remains the number one, the best, most popular, most effective, most efficient, whether you like it or not. Yes. Secondly, there's only little solar can do. Don't overhype it, because if you really want solar to do what you want it to do, then you have to spend a lot of money with the panels, the batteries that you use, and so on and so forth. That's a lot of money you have to spend. And there's also questions about the environment and how it impacts the environment. But let's leave that first for another discussion. So it's not like you think, oh, once we have the solar, I can do everything in my house. If you have the money, well, fine. Then it can work. You just have to get bigger batteries, more panels, and do that. But how many people can? So whether you like it or not, this electricity people are going to be there always. What you can even say is people have tried to digitize the system. That would then reduce the reduce the workforce, but it's still going to require manpower at some point. Chijoke in Port Harcourt, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you
I'm
doing?
very fine, thank you, Chijoke. Go on.
Okay, so you see, years back, as far back as 92, 93, 94, 95,
Uh-huh.
you know, as kids, whenever they turn on the lights, the power will all shout up NEPA. Down the years or down the line, I have my own child now. And whenever we turn on the lights or whenever NEPA comes, the child is excited, up NEPA, echoes everywhere. So I know people will be calling and expecting me to say, there's no light, there's still something, there's light everywhere. We have light. It's not affecting us at the limbo. Just that we know the conflict on because things go spoil. The light is not enough.
Mm.
So why are we talking about this light right about now? I wanted to be sarcastic about the whole thing, but you see, we still have people that will come out tomorrow and promise us light during campaign. And you see, our minds don't go to how much of a necessity this light is to us. So when we see people call over the radio to complain, we don't have light in this area, we don't have light in this area, tomorrow you